Well, hey, class. Nice to meet you in this way. My name's Tim Baker. I'm going to be your prof in this class this term at Corbin on fulfilling the church's purpose. And it's an exciting class for me. I love it. I work as a pastor in Salem. I've been serving here at the church I serve for almost 29 years, and I'm an alum of Corbin, and I love the school and love to interact with the students who attend my church from Corbin and the faculty and staff who are part of our church, and it's just been a joy for me for many years to support the work of Corbin, and it's a joy for me to do so by means of the class that we will share in together. We'll have students from all over the place. Some of them are students on campus or here in Salem. Some of you are abroad. And by doing the class in the way we will this semester, we'll be able to share together. Hopefully you are becoming very proficient in using Populi. That will be the delivery system of our class this term. You will hear the lectures that I will have each week, interviews and things like that on Populi. You'll have reading assignments which will be submitted through Populi. We will have class interactions and discussions through Populi, kind of message board things, and all of that will be a facet of how our class will work. And so with that, let me share with you kind of where we are headed for the term and what that's going to look like. And we'll see if I can get this set up over here. Yeah. And so here we go. This syllabus for the course is available on the website, and it's got a lot of the proficient stuff at the beginning that you'll want to read and be aware of. But our class is going to be asynchronous, and by that, it means that the content will be available to you each week. Our week will begin officially at noon every Tuesday, and our week will end every following Monday night at midnight. And that will be how. And so I've charted out for you things that we'll do. So learning activities will be posted by noon. You'll be able to avail yourself of them each week, and we will start Tuesday at noon. You'll work on those activities Wednesday and Thursday. On Friday, I'm going to send a midweek check-in. Typically, that'll be an email to the class checking on, reminding you of activities and work. You'll have the weekend to finish stuff, and then by midnight on Monday, you will post the project that you have been working on and how that will go together for us. Our class is going to feature 4 key texts that we will work through together. This first text that we will read through together is by Mark Dever, The Church, the Gospel Made Visible. It's not a terribly long book. It's about 160 pages. It is a theological book. We're going to look at what the church is and what the church is to do. This will be our first text, so you'll want to be sure to hop online and get a copy of that quickly, as that will be the first reading report that is due. After that, we're going to be reading the next title, which is a book that I have really enjoyed, and this is by Kevin DeYoung and Greg Gilbert. What is the mission of the church? Making sense of social justice, shalom, and the Great Commission. And in this book, you're going to be walked through what does it mean for the church to accomplish its purpose? What is the purpose of the church? And how does the church pursue making that happen? And what about the issues that come into that, like the place that the Great Commission plays in the purpose of the church, or biblical peace, shalom, or social justice, which is a very current issue. And so you'll enjoy that book a lot. The third book is by Robbie Gallaty and Chris Swain. It's called Replicate. This book came out a couple years ago, and you're going to love this book. This book is a practical picture of how one church pursues accomplishing its purpose. The subtitle is How to Create a Culture of Disciple Making Right Where You Are. And the author's going to paint a picture for you of what they have done in their church to create that atmosphere where disciple making is understood by all and pursued to make happen. And then the final text in our class is this book, and it is called Being the Church in a Multi-Ethnic Community. It's by Gary McIntosh, a guy who until just a couple years ago, I think, was one of our D-Min professors at Corbin, and then Alan McMahon. And this book has lots of sociological data and helps us to understand what is the changing ethnic makeup of our country, and how does that affect the church's function within the community in which it sits. And this will stretch your thinking, because one of the things that McIntosh is going to say is that your church ought to reflect the ethnic makeup of the community in which it sits, which I think is a fascinating, that sounds true, but it's really hard to do. And so how can a church pursue that? Our class will be built around reading good books and around some assignments. And so among those assignments is going to be producing reading reports for each book that you read, and there are instructions in the syllabus for that. It involves a project where you're going to interview church and community leaders. I'm asking you to do face-to-face interviews with 2 community leaders and with 2 church leaders, and to produce a quality report on that, including a class presentation that you would share with your other classmates. The summative project in our class will be a thorough scholarly philosophy paper that describes how you intend to create a disciple-making culture throughout the entire church where you serve. This can be an actual church if you're involved in a church or aspire to church leadership, or it can be a fictional church where you say, if I were to be in that context, here is what I would do. And this summative project, I have lots of instructions in the syllabus about how to do it and what it needs to be like, including the writing format that I'm going to ask you to follow for it, and a breakdown of the paper. Very specific instructions that will be the largest points possible in our class, and you will want to do a good job on that. And then, of course, you're graded for class participation, interaction on other things. I've given you the grading scale and how things will follow through on that. When I taught this class last time, what I found is that there's always going to be some overachievers in any college class you do. There's going to be lots of students who give it a good, solid effort and are going to be average in their ways that they perform. And so we've given you those things. I did have a few students who didn't maybe lean into the work as well as they should have, and that reflected on their grade. But I know that will not be the case for any of you, because you're all too astute and diligent to allow anything less than a satisfactory grade happen in your class. And then I've included at the end of the syllabus the course schedule from now through the end of April, and how each week will be broken down. Your first assignment in our class is going to be this one, the course introduction. And so let me share with you what I'd like to see you doing for that. I'm going to ask each of you to sit down and record a video, much like I have done for you today, and tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you at in your academic journey. Are you an undergrad student or a grad? Because we have both in this class. This is a grad level course, but we have a number of undergrad students who are taking this class for credit, and you just get the joy of taking a grad school course and maybe a little extra work because it is that for you. But tell us where you are academically. Tell me a little bit about where you came from. Where's home? Where'd you grow up? What does that look like? I'd like you to tell us about the church that you attend. What is that church like, and how long have you been there? Are there ways that you're involved in the ministry of that church, or perhaps you don't have an involvement at this time, but would hope to? And so tell us a little bit about your church. And then finally, tell us, how did you come to know the Lord? What was your journey toward placing your faith in Christ and what he did for you? When did you believe and repent and respond to the gospel? And how long ago was that? And maybe a little bit about the journey from there to today and how you find yourself now taking this course at Corbin University. I will look forward to seeing those papers from you and recognizing together the joy of what our class will be like. I'd like you to record those videos and upload them on the assignment thread. So if you go on Populi, you can find the link for assignments and you can post your video there so that we can each watch each other's. And once those videos are posted on midnight, by midnight on Monday, in a couple weeks, then we will watch those together and get to know one another and look forward to sharing together in the class that's coming. Hey, that's how our course is going to begin. It's great to meet you guys even in this way. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions at all. My email is on the syllabus, and I have an office phone number. If you need to get a hold of me on the phone, you can call my office during the day, and should be able to connect with you. If you are here in the Salem area sometime during the semester, if you wanted to meet and have coffee and get to know one another a little better or ask me other questions, I would welcome that and look forward to serving you in this way. It's going to be a real joy for us to get to know one another and serve together in learning about how we can fulfill the church's purpose in this day. God bless you. Look forward to seeing your introductory essay videos soon and get to know you in that way. Have a great week.